Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty World War II video. Now in today's video, a new update right now, late night, has been put into Call of Duty World War II. This is the update 1.05, which is essentially our first big update after release, but that's the model they're putting it out for. I'm very excited about this update. I want to give you guys all of the patch notes, everything you guys need to know about this, and I'm super excited to upload this video. If you guys could drop a like on this thing, let's go for 2,000 likes. That would be amazing. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Let's talk about the multiplayer section of this update. So with this update, they uploaded patch notes onto Activision's website, but they actually removed the patch notes, which I'm lucky enough to have a screenshot of, and I'm going to be talking about in today's video. But these might, they might have some other things to add because they obviously took it down for a reason. However, this definitely covers the majority of the patch. We're going to talk about, there's buffs, there's nerfs, there's changes and all that sort of stuff, and I'm very excited to get into it. So let's go and start with the buffs. The first buffs to the weapon tuning are to the Walther toggle action shotgun. The damage is increased at an extremely close range. Now, I really haven't put in much time with the shotguns at all, but that definitely is helpful. You will now be getting less hit markers with that specific shotgun, so that is a balanced tuning buff. That gun will now be better than before. Next is the Bren LMG. Increase the damage per shot, which definitely was needed for the LMGs. I feel like they're kind of weak in this game, especially in a game where SMGs and assault rifles are so damn strong, especially assault rifles. They buff this Bren LMG a little bit, increase damage per shot. So most likely what that means is you're going to take like one less shot to kill people. So that's a pretty good change to that. I'm very excited about that. Next is going to be the LMG bipod. Sped up ADS time when in the bipod stance. So this is of course when you're running the division with the LMGs, the armor division I believe it's called, with the LMGs. It will now speed up your ADS. You sort of get a quick draw while on that bipod. I have really not seen anyone using this bipod at all, but maybe now with this buff people will want to use it a lot more. Some pretty good changes here. As far as the nerfs, we have some nerfs to 4 different guns. We have the bar rifle. Now, everyone knows about the bar, and they know that it's going to be nerfed. The bar rifle has decreased fire rate and widened hip spread. So basically it doesn't shoot as fast now, and the hip fire is worse on the bar, which I think is a good change because this rifle was so damn overpowered. And one of the biggest problems was the ability for this assault rifle, the bar, to kill SMG players up at close range. And that's sort of what this fix applies to, right? Decreased fire rate and worse hip fire is so that you can't really kill SMG players with this bar. So I think that's definitely a positive change, and I'm sure the bar will still be a very strong gun. Probably still one of the best guns in the game, but it won't be that gun that can just absolutely melt every single SMG player, and you can't really get bullshitted by it as much, and I definitely think that is a positive change. Next one is to the STG-44 rifle. Widened hip spread. So they basically nerfed the hip fire on the STG as well, which is another top tier assault rifle. Widened the hip spread on that, which I think is definitely fair. You're not supposed to be hip firing with assault rifles because that's like an SMG or a shotgun player's job. So I definitely think that is fair, and I don't think that nerf will affect the gun at all. I still think the STG is going to be a super strong gun. I actually have an STG class setup coming out soon, and I think that gun still is going to be a top tier assault rifle because who really cares about a nerf to the hip fire? It's just a fair nerf, I would say, for that. Next is the FG42 rifle, which is another one of those overpowered fast-firing assault rifles. This one has increased recoil and widened hip spread. So once again, that hip spread nerf and then increased recoil, which I definitely think was needed. This thing had no kick. Like the bar has a tiny bit of kick. The STG definitely has a decent amount of vertical recoil. But this FG42 rifle had literally no kick. Now it has increased recoil and a widened hip spread, so I think that will balance that out more. And of course, with all these, some of these best automatic, the M19 rifle didn't receive any nerfs, but with these assault rifles receiving nerfs, I definitely think that the semi-automatic assault rifles will become more usable and have a better place. Next is to the machine pistol. Decreased damage ranges, so it won't do as much damage at range, which is kind of fair. I mean, it's just a pistol change, and that pistol is meant to be used at close range. It's meant to be when you have a shotgun class or you have a, something like that, and you have to whip out, or I mean a sniper class or a shotgun class, you have to whip out a pistol at close range because you're out of ammo or whatever. That is what the machine pistol is meant for, and that's definitely, you know, decreasing the damage range on that is definitely a fair change to that. Next is with the sniper class. They fixed a bug with all sniper rifles zooming to exact center when aiming down the sight. So there was sort of a bug which made the snipers kind of overpowered, and that's probably why it felt like every single player was Pomage in this game, and I would get quickscope left, right, and center, even on a small map like Flak Tower or whatever, and that change has now come in to that sniper class. Those are all the weapon tuning changes we have, but we have a bunch of other different changes, and I'll go through and read them out right now. These are the multiplayer updates. Connectivity improvements and optimizations, so you're probably going to be getting some sort of connection improvements. It's a very vague statement, but that's what we have for that. Fixed D-ranking issues. Now, there was a big issue with a lot of people getting D-ranked, getting their stats reset. I think there was a way where they could, you know, apply with Activision support to be able to get their stats back. Now this should not be happening because they fixed that. Addressed an issue where players encountered an infinite load screen. I really remember that from the release night. Infinite load screen was haunting my dreams and my nightmares that night. That has now been patched, so that is definitely good. Leaderboard stability improvements and bug fixes. So this fixed, I've been on the game the last couple of minutes and I've checked the updates. Basically in the leaderboard before, it would show people's score per minute as like -500, -300. That's all been fixed. I think the leaderboards are fairly accurate now when it comes to your points and your score per minute and stuff like that. Next one we have is general user interface improvements. That's very vague, doesn't really mean much. Loading optimizations. Hopefully we won't be stuck at those loading screens as long. Split screen improvements. Added new unlock inventory stars to indicate where new items are added. So this is under your divisions, under stuff like that. It will have a green sort of star. I did take a look at this before I recorded this video, which will allow you to know when you have new items and, you know, stuff like that with those new items whenever you have a new variant, a new outfit, division, stuff like that. Next is going to be adjusted hit marker audio to be higher default level. Can be adjusted in settings. So they basically made the hit marker sound a little bit louder. Apparently it was kind of quiet and it was kind of, you know, not doing too well for snipers in specific. That has now been fixed. They also fixed out-of-world exploits on Gustav Cannon and Saint Marie, so they fixed some sort of bug glitches with those maps. I wasn't really aware of those bug fixes or aware of those glitch spots, but now they've been fixed. Espionage basic training. This is one of the biggest fixes right here. Espionage would tag you on the map for 10 seconds, no matter if you're hit by a bullet, a grenade, anything like that, right? So splash damage. Now it's been fixed. So it reduced the paint time from 10 seconds to 6 seconds, and it made it so only bullet damage paints you. This is definitely a huge improvement to that, and I'm definitely super excited to see that. Next is weapon tuning. It allows for one-shot kills outside of hardcore mode, enabling challenge completion. So of course you could get one-shot kills before, but they weren't actually counting for challenges, and there's been a lot of issues with different challenges. That is now fixed. So for shotgun players and sniper players, they also have fixed flamethrower bug, XP earn rate, shotgun variants not appearing, emblem editor improvements, game battles improvements, and gridiron ball exploits. As well as the biggest thing right now is that we have double XP for this weekend, which I'm definitely super duper hyped about. Double XP is active right now. After I record this video, render, and upload, I'm going to go and I'm going to grind pretty much all weekend. I'm second prestige, like in the middle of second prestige right now. And definitely with double XP, this will be huge improvements. Do I think this update was good? Yes, I think it's a step in the right direction, but I'm still pissed off. Domination is still 50 points. The score streaks are still fairly weak. There's still a lot of issues that need to be addressed with this game. This is a decent update for the start of the game, especially fixing Espionage, which is a huge problem, the bar being overpowered. Those are basically the only two things that were big problems that were fixed in this game right now. I think we will be getting new updates soon, especially on November 14th, because that's the day they're adding COD points. So I could see that becoming, you know, our next day for an update. It's kind of weird they dropped an update on Thursday night at like 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. or something like that. But I think this is a step in the right direction. Still a long way to go, but it will definitely fix some of those issues people are running into. And the most annoying one was, of course, that Espionage. Every time you get hit at all, you had to check the minimap to see if you were on the minimap, because, of course, your triangle turns into a filled out white triangle when you're on the minimap, and when you're off the minimap, it will show as sort of a hollow white triangle. So that was something that will be changed, and of course, that's a good update with Espionage. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Let me know, what do you guys think about this 1.05 update? And I want to hear you guys not really complaining in the comments, but I want to hear what you guys think still needs to be fixed for this game. For me personally, streaks need a buff. They definitely need you to spawn a bit closer to the action and domination. And domination needs to be 100 points per kill, because it is impossible to get the big streaks. It's just ridiculous. The biggest streak is 1,700 points, which would be 34 kills if you're just going for kills and domination. Kind of sucks, but hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. Drop a like on this thing. 2,000 likes would be amazing. Double XP all weekend. I'll see you guys on grinding. Sub for a cookie and don't looky, and I'm out. Peace.